glasses, all my analytics glasses for all those nerds out there.
But Thomas Bryant's jockstrap, get him out of here!
How does that not indicate to you, like, hey, sometimes, like, these prospects are awesome?
Donald, get back! They snatched that chain, boy. Get back! What's all wrong with you about it? Popeye snatched that chain. Get back! We want that snack wrap. They got 3 flavors. Y'all got 1. Get back!
Hey, everybody. Welcome into The Big Factor. We got Pat McGuire, Jack O'Rourke, Rob Watson, Nick Bedone.
Yes, you do.
Special guest Jordan in the studio today, guys. We got a really good one before Thanksgiving. We talking a little Christmas before the show, though, guys. We got Rob. You never had a Santa tracker?
Yeah.
Even as a child, Rob. I'm sorry to go top rope right there, but like that is.
So what is it? Can we get a further explanation?
Yeah, so it is exactly what you probably think it is in your head right now. So you got like a nice little website. No free press, but www.santatracker.com if I had to guess.
Yeah.
And it's got a
Not a
globe,
sponsor.
and it's got like a little cartoon Santa, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, the whole 9 yards, all the fellas, and it shows you where exactly in the world Santa is at that moment. So like, hey, if you're thinking we're leaving Christmas dinner, it's 9 p.m. Santa's in Russia right now. You know what? I got 2 hours to kill before bedtime.
Yeah, Nick, did you ever have that as a child? Santa tracker?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was on the Santa.
You were hip,
tracker.
yeah. Because Rob, one of the other things too is we had all these dumbass like snow day traditions or whatever that you could do. That like,
Oh, just put the ice cubes down the toilet?
Oh, yeah.
Ball
That's
nowhere.
valid. That's
Ball
valid.
Hashtag do
Inside
your
out,
part.
Inside out, PJ.
Flatten the curve. Flatten the curve.
dude. So honestly, my question for you guys is like, Thanksgiving's coming up. Should we start some Thanksgiving traditions like that? Because you got football, you got food, and everything like that. But we should create some crazy ass like Thanksgiving traditions of some sort.
I mean, I think you got it a lot though. Like you got. Think of it. You got your Blackout Wednesday for the older people. You know,
Okay, all right.
you roll that into the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade.
Black
Maybe a
Friday is
turkey
part of
bowl. Maybe you're handing out some turkeys tomorrow morning. You know, there's a plethora of things you can
Monday.
do.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
Black Friday
Dinner,
is just
Black
Cyber
Friday,
Monday.
Cyber Monday. Like, yeah, you can roll off. I feel like Thanksgiving
We got some
has
stuff.
We got some stuff.
arguably
for sure.
too many things.
Yeah, Nick, were you ever a big Black Friday shopper guy? I feel like that was carnage.
I could see a no for Nick on that.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah,
I never
Cyber
was.
Monday
We
was
went
minus
one
10,000
time.
for
Yeah.
Nick, but-
Cyber
We
Monday
went
for
one.
Nick. For
We
sure.
went one time. I like because it was like when you're at the age where you kind of learn about what it is and like you want to go out and be in the madness. And my parents just wanted no part of it. And me and my brother convinced my mom to go out. And I think we made it in like one store, realized how stupid it was, and left. And then like when I was in high school, like we would go up to the mall on Black Friday just because like you were off school and it was something to do. But for the most part, not a big Black
I've
Friday.
never gotten it. Like, how are you going to trample someone over a rose gold iPhone?
Oh, it's
you know,
so-
it's just
but
it's
see,
a
you know,
wild world.
The problem is it's washed because back then when people were doing that, it was for Blackberries and like flat screen TVs. People don't
Yeah.
even like it. Doesn't even get that packed anymore. Like no one
No.
really cares, and then everyone just shops online anyway. So all the deals, you just open up your phone and you're just trying to like it's.
Dude, I'll be honest, like in college, I worked at Best Buy and I loved working Black Friday because it's like a fraction of what it was, and it was like double pay.
Okay.
So like I think I was making like $12 an hour. Like it was 24 an hour to just stand around more or less. And like there would be a lot of people in there, yeah, and it was obviously late at night and that was like suboptimal. But for the most part, like it was like a ticketed process for the couple of like big deals that they had, and it wasn't like too chaotic at all. So like I think every Black Friday that I was in college, I worked at Best Buy just because it was the easiest money you were ever gonna find.
They really
It
had
wasn't
to
crazy at all.
Yeah.
After the deaths and then COVID,
Yeah.
really wiped it out, and then now
Yeah.
it's just.
It's a different era. It's a different era, and it's not
something
fair
people
for
were
us to
going
compare
crazy.
players
we'll get to
across
tell our
eras. You know.
kids about, like, you know,
People were bowling people over for a KitchenAid, dude.
Oh, hell
Like,
yeah,
they
they
were
were.
fucking going crazy.
I
don't know
will
why I took us on
say,
that route, but
Before we get too deep into the sports world, one last note on the pop culture swing of things before we flip on over. If you guys know, people and teams I root for have not been doing great recently. Vegas Golden Knights off to a rough start this year. Notre Dame loses in the national title game. Not a lot of things swinging my way as of recent. But if you look at what Robin Whitney did last night in the Dancing with the Stars finale, we're back in the win column.
Okay.
I'm back in the win column.
I'm not hip.
That was
Tell
a
me
lot
more.
of buzz on the internet last night.
I'm an extremely upset fan in the studio.
Yeah, I mean, people trying to gerrymander some Alex Earl winning Dancing with the Stars. Not on my watch. The good people over there, Juliana Nava, Bruno Tomioli, Len Goodman. I think you might have passed away. He did okay. He did pass away, but Bruno Tomioli, the rest of the folks, I mean, they ensured a good winner.
Alex Earl was cucking Braxton Berrios on national TV.
Yikes.
I don't know. I don't think so. I have a theory. I don't think so. I think Val might not be with that.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, so you think she's
right?
pressing it a little bit?
Okay,
He's
yeah,
not the
yeah.
type. Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
The funny thing too is like, you think about how many people know who Braxton Berrios is now because of Alex Earl too. Like, there's so many people. Like, Jordan's nodding her head over here. Like, there's so many people. The social. It's a whole different thing.
It's like Chris Humphries, just like some
Chris
dude,
Humphries,
and then he dates Kim Kardashian.
No, because Chris Humphries could get you a double-double.
on.
Oh,
Braxton
okay.
Ugly
Berrios
double-double,
is
though.
a wide receiver 5.
It was an ugly double-double. He's a kick returner. I don't know why it took us down. Braxton Berrios was a really good college football player, guys. We got so much college football to dive into. NFL.
We're really getting to it.
Yeah. We are off the
Kind of
rails.
stunning that Braxton Berrios was never on the Browns.
Yeah, kind of.
That's a Browns receiver.
Yeah,
I've
it
ever
is.
seen
Yeah.
A guy that could do a little special teams. Plus,
He's just
like,
Luke
not be
Florio
a
with Alex
stellar-
Earl. So he has aura.
Florio with good PR, low key.
Yeah, a little bit more speed, maybe.
Wow. Guys, we got so much to get into. There's NFL Thanksgiving games that we'll dive into. Anywhere you want to start, college football, the rankings, Jack. I know you said it's been a bad year for you with Notre Dame and everything like that, but you caught a dub with Dancing with the Stars. Notre Dame still ahead of Miami, a big day in the O'Rourke household.
Yeah, massive day. I think the biggest thing with that was the committee. I mean, because this is like the huge college football debate going on right now is the Notre Dame versus Miami. Who should get in if it comes down to that? And that was the biggest thing I saw last night is that the committee said for the first time, and I'm sure we'll talk more about what the committee said or motioned throughout the night. But the big story was that was the first time that they compared Notre Dame and Miami on a level playing field. Like, they thought up until this point that Notre Dame was a clear progression ahead of Miami in terms of like where they were ranking teams. So now that you have them both on the same level, confirmed, we compared them head to head, and you still have Notre Dame over them. I see no reason, barring something incredibly unfortunate against Stanford, that Notre Dame doesn't get in. But guys, before we get into the Browns or anything like that, we are a cultural show. At the end of the day, we're a culture show. We're a football show. Is 6-7 dead, guys?
It's certainly dead.
It can never
Based on what
die.
happened.
What do you mean is 6-7 dead? It'll live forever. You can't
Why do
kill
you say that?
6-7 dead. You haven't seen
If
these
it's alive,
kids.
it's on
you
a
haven't
rise
seen
to
these
it.
kids. That's why I say, because I'm around a bunch of like 9 and 10-year-olds often after work doing
lucky
coaching.
you, I
it's,
guess.
it's alive.
Yeah.
It ain't
I
going
can't
nowhere.
imagine in schools that this is going like quadruple platinum too. Like, it has been for a long
insane.
time. You guys probably are too young, but like Old Town Road, I used to work these baseball games as Nick perks his ears up.
That was Jake,
Wait,
that
now,
was
hold on.
Jake
We're not-
Bauer's
we're not
walk-up
too young
song, that
for Old
fucking
Town
can.
Road. We're not too young for Old Town
Okay,
Road.
okay,
We
but
can
I
go
mean,
back.
like,
Yeah, we were in high school. I think.
No, what,
Yeah,
what I'm
we were-
saying is when you guys were younger, I was working these baseball games, and they would have these little kids at the ballpark. They had education days where we had 6,000, literally 6,000, 7,000 kids in the ballpark singing that shit. I will never forget it. It was such a scene. Like 6-7 is definitely like that. But Jack, you got to tell us why you think 6-7 might be dead.
I think you should just roll the tape on it. I think this better film.
Roll the clip.
But there was a change at 6-7 with Oregon and Ole Miss swapping spots. How much of an impact potentially could it be on Ole Miss if it's determined they don't have their head coach in the field?
6-7.
I mean, talk about
Change it.
Hunter Yurachek.
This is why it's not dead.
No,
though.
dude, this
That's
is-
why it can't die, because how old is he doing that?
I
In the-
mean-
Probably
the-
67,
The
Yeah.
television
roughly.
delay was
Hunter
No, that is it. Could be Hunter Yurachek, who probably learned from his grandson what 6-7 was
100%.
last week. Reese
I mean-
Davis says it like a good maybe 8-9 seconds before, right? But you can tell on the tape delay. It comes about 3 or 4 seconds later. His ears perk up, and he is happy as a lark because he knows he's going to get his chance to come over and say 6-7. Smile grows. He gets it out. I think he didn't even answer the question after that because it was about Ole Miss and Oregon, and he kind of just drew it off for half a second. Then he went into it.
Yeah, and Nick, you're really good at sniffing this stuff out of when it's like pre-planned and everything like that. This might have been one of the most pre-planned things you've ever seen, to be honest with you.
So stupid.
Yeah.
And, like, it would have been funnier had it been like on theme, but it really wasn't. Like, he just dropped the 6-7 on the guy. I kind of tend to agree with Rob. Like, I think this actually signals that it's not dead. I think that it's actually like reaching its peak. It's like reaching the mountaintop here now.
Yeah.
And all I can think is like all these college football bowl games, like we're gonna see so many 6-7 touchdown
Like, do you
celebrations. It's
see-
not even gonna be funny.
You see when they do the kids' nights at the college basketball? Well,
Yeah, dude.
Larry, we were at the
Oh,
Cavs game
the
other
women.
day.
No, there was the one women's game where when they hit
Bro,
67
like,
points.
Like if you're the
It was
guy that hits the free throw
bedlam.
for 67, it's the loudest it'll be in the gym. We were at the
Yeah.
game and the kids were booing
6-7,
Jalen Tyson
yeah.
because he hit a three.
Yeah.
It was 66.
Oh, and he got to
points.
68, yeah.
Yes, bro. Like, and we missed it, bro. And the kids are booing in the stands. Like, it's getting crazy. But
Yeah, but like,
But it's also like remember like Harlem Shake. It was like, oh,
Yeah,
everyone's
yeah.
doing it,
Like
left and right.
It's
Yeah.
But then Ellen does the Harlem Shake. Everyone's like, okay, it's not cool
Okay, it's
anymore.
over.
Someone's
Yeah.
eventually gonna do the 6-7. Who's gonna ring it? Not cool.
Who's gonna
but the vice chancellor and director of athletics at the University of Arkansas is not the guy to kill it.
Woo Pig Suey.
I don't know
Bro.
if you can kill this one. This might just become like pop culture forever. Like, I think
Trump,
it's just
I think
forever.
Trump could kill it.
Oh wow. Actually, I disagree with that.
No,
one
I
because
think he would
That
like
would lead
reignite
to
it.
So many
Yeah.
edits, I fear.
think of all
Yeah.
the TikTok kids who are doing his bullshit dance or whatever. You know, like that took off on
Yeah,
TikTok.
the Detroit
I don't
Tigers.
know if this one's
Yeah.
killable. Like, it just might take a while it might take a year or two for people to just finally be like, I'm sick of it, bro. And just go on
Or
with
like,
stuff.
you know who could kill it? Kevin Stefanski. Like the Browns will the Browns will win this weekend, and he'll be like, I don't know, like maybe we could get to 6 or 7 wins and keep our jobs, and then like everyone will be like, all right, fuck this, fuck
Medium
him,
well, I guess.
get him out of town.
Oh
That
Jesus.
could be a bad one. He
All
might
right.
be the most hated person in America right now. Like, unironically.
Hunter?
He can't even win a game. Call a
Kevin-
halfway
Kevin
decent
is
game.
up there,
and
bro. Like,
you don't give him a game ball. And
Oh God, yeah, guys, we got to dive into that. The Browns, they got the Niners coming to town. I don't necessarily think they're going to win this game. They're 5.5-point dogs to the
Hater.
49ers. Yeah, I mean, the Niners look terrible on Monday Night Football. Any hope for the Browns as they have Shador Sanders starting at home again?
Guys,
I do. I think there's actually a lot of hope. I think this is a dream trap game for the 49ers. Like, you've got a West Coast team that has to travel halfway across the country, 3-hour time zone difference. Thanksgiving is gonna be come and gone, and they still have not had a bye week. That defense is beat up. Obviously, Nick Bosa ain't there. I think the recipe for the Browns is going to be what it was against the Raiders. Shador is going to have to get the ball out quick, and you're going to have to play good defense. Brock Purdy proved that he's barely, not even really an upgrade over Mac Jones at this point. So, like, the opportunity is going to be there for the Browns to pull off another upset in this game. Obviously, the 49ers are still more talented, but it's crazy to say, like, the X factor could kind of be Shador Sanders. Like, if Shador outplays Brock Purdy, which is very possible because Brock Purdy's been horrible, the Browns and their defense, like, they're definitely good enough to win this game.
Like, the thing that they've been on Brock Purdy about in San Francisco lately is the arm strength. And it might be a bad weather. It might be like, it was windy outside today. If it's looking like that, you're going to need to toss it to cut through the wind. But the 49ers defense has been worse than the Raiders defense this year. They're giving up, I believe it is 20 more yards per game. They're giving up like 350 yards per game. So it's actually a worse defense. It's just a team that's pretty well coached. And, you know, Shanahan was making Mac Jones work very well throughout the beginning of the season. And all the things that are going on out there in the NFC and just the NFL in a whole is just turned on its head this year. I really don't know what's going on. But this is
It's been such a strange year.
Like, if you look at the records and you just think Browns, this is what you would think. Everyone's laying heavy money on the 49ers. But coming out here in what could be a bad weather game and a team that's playing with a lot of energy, with a lot of hope now, this could be a perfect game for the Browns to catch the 49ers lacking.
I was going to say, I think a lot of people will look at this as Shador Sanders' big chance to really just shore up the starting job. And obviously it is, but I think I could also argue this game is equally as big for Kevin Stefanski and his chances of staying in Cleveland. Like, when I look at the rest of the schedule, Kevin's going to need like a real true statement win or two, I think, to keep his job, or like a true, I can go out and outcoach this good coach with Shador Sanders, prove that this offense is capable, and we can put it together 2 weeks in a row. Like, I think you have a chance against Shanahan and maybe against Tomlin at home. I think it's the second last week of the year, but like, I don't see a world where Kevin Stefanski keeps his job if he doesn't win at least one of those 2 games. So I think he has a great chance to go out there and do something too.
Here's a piece of this too, Jack. This could be Tommy Reese's last game as the play caller for the Browns. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it definitely kind of seems like he's going to get the UCLA head coach job. The 3 different sports books in Vegas have him as the odds-on favorite. So if UCLA wants,
what about Newhouse?
Yeah,
I thought they loved him.
I hate to say it, Reese has been doing a solid job
Yeah.
on the play calling.
So if UCLA wants to move quick, this could probably be potentially the last Tommy Rees game, and then Stefanski takes over the offense again.
God.
That's kind of a shocker to me because he
What's
wasn't
Hugh
really,
Jackson doing right now?
Yeah, truly. Is he still at Grambling or whatever? What
No,
age-
definitely not.
Whatever.
I think he's
HBCU
at. I
he's
think
at.
he was
He's a
at
free
like
agent now.
Eastern Tennessee or something,
something
like that.
crazy.
If he's a free agent.
Yeah. If he's a free agent, sign him up. But guys, it's funny you were talking about the statement win for Stefanski too, because that should have been the Packers win. Is if they hadn't been so bad on offense, the Browns beating the Packers would have been a statement win for Kevin Stefanski. But the Packers play on Thanksgiving against the Lions, who took the Giants to overtime at home. That game was insane. I don't know if you saw Jameis's receiving touchdown, guys, but the Lions.
He is like the
Jameis
advanced
is
stats
crazy,
in the NFL.
man.
He's like the number one receiver, running back,
He
and
said he wanted to
quarterback
play
right
tight
now.
end, man.
Jameis is, no, I
He
heard
said he
could
someone
go tight end if he
say
needed
this. I
to.
thought it was the greatest quote ever. They said Jameis Winston is the best football player ever. He's not the best quarterback, even though that's the position he plays, but he's just the best football player to
I love
watch
That could be
ever.
true.
Yeah, man.
He's pure magic, bro.
I love it.
Pure magic.
So yeah, we got a good
Cinnamon.
slate on Thanksgiving, guys. Starting off with the Lions and the Packers, as we always do. The Packers coming off, they're not really playing their best football. I don't think necessarily Jordan Love hasn't been that great this season, but the Lions, they took the Giants to overtime at home. They were trailing by at least 11 points in the fourth quarter. Do you see the Lions getting back on track here at home?
What time's the start?
I believe it's a noon.
Great.
1 o'clock start. 1 o'clock start. 1 o'clock start.
1
Well,
o'clock.
the extra
my
hour
fault,
save
my
you.
fault. Nick's hanging him up.
He's out
Nick's hanging it up.
He's just
This is the one game that I want to watch,
Yeah.
and
But it's
I'm
tradition.
gonna
Welcome to the
have
iPhone
deal with it.
17,
Lions always
buddy.
play first, then
Yeah.
Cowboys, then whatever matchup they have.
Yeah. Welcome to watching it on your phone, buddy.
Yeah,
Where you
yeah.
gotta be
I got my phone already charging up here. Dude, damn it. I wanted to
death in
give
his eyes
analysis
right now.
on this, but now I'm just bummed out. I'll be honest with you. No, like I actually think that this is going to be the best game of the entire day on Thanksgiving, just because I think you look at like the landscape of the NFC North with Minnesota just like far and away at the bottom. It feels like the rest of the teams all kind of have a chance. So big game for Detroit, big game for Green Bay. Is Josh Jacobs going to be back? I'm thinking, yeah.
I think so,
Questionable
yeah.
currently, but probably leaning towards playing.
He's one of the toughest guys in the NFL. I would shock me if he
And they
doesn't
need
play.
him because this is a big
Yeah.
game, like you said.
Yeah.
This is division implications on the line right here.
Because you got Aiden Hutchinson on the other side too. He's a great pass rusher, all that type of stuff. But I don't know, man. Like for whatever reason, Josh Jacobs, when he plays hurt, if you remember 2 years ago, he went for
goes
200
crazy.
yards against the Chiefs. And on Thanksgiving, he could be eating the turkey leg after the game.
Sometimes athletes lock in a scenario where you're sick or you're a little bit banged up. It forces you to just
Flu
be so
game.
focused in other aspects that they just play well. But this is a tough game to call for me because both teams have been so inconsistent. They both just had these games where they just lay eggs, and then they have games where they look like Super Bowl, like the favorites. So I think it's going to be a great game. The Packers have shown to play up to competition, and the Lions have shown that they could also play down to competition at times as well. So I think they'll both bring their A game, and we're probably going to get a good game. But I would take Detroit to get the win.
Yeah, like what's wrong with the Lions? I know like
Jared Goff.
Green Bay is kind of up and down because Jordan Love is like he's not a top quarterback.
finger
Like
thing has
he's a
been
middle of the road
all year.
quarterback. So I get why they're up and down. But like, why is Detroit one of the weirdest teams in the league last
been
year?
doing
You
a
like you
lot.
look at their offense, they didn't lose anything. In fact, they gained. And then like all of those guys are a year older and a year more mature in their careers now. And the defense still should be good. I don't really understand why the Lions like look so broken at times.
Coordinators, you think?
I was gonna say,
Your
if you-
transition?
Campbell had
Maybe.
to take over the play calling not
Yeah.
too long ago. He took
Yeah.
it
That
from the
could
coordinator.
be.
Like, it's just been a lot going on out there. It's
Yeah.
been pretty.
I
Losing
think
Ben
I have
Johnson
a
didn't
pretty
hurt as much as I
simple.
thought it would have.
I have a pretty simple strategy for betting on this one. I think my biggest strength as a bettor is knowing my strengths and weaknesses. And I know that Joey Pfaff is on a terrible cold streak right now. And I know that he is betting on the Detroit Lions.
GG.
So I know that I'll be
Yikes.
betting on the Green Bay Packers because of that.
So now I'm
Alright,
just gonna take
alright.
like the game total over because I feel like
Yeah.
it's gonna be like a shootout or something.
Yes.
Over under 48 and a half.
The
I like the over there.
I like over 48.
48 and a half,
It
yep.
could be like a 31-20.
And it's Thanksgiving. You're not going to get a 13-9 shitter at 1 o'clock, you know? Like, it's going to be a good game. It's Thanksgiving. It always
And
is.
you know-
to be a good slate. It's
Yeah,
supposed
It's
to
supposed to be a good
Yeah.
slate. And Dan Campbell's going to go for a lot of fourth downs as well. The play calling for them was been
Roger
pretty-
Goodell pressed the overtime button.
Yeah, we're gonna press the overtime button.
goes.
But the next one too is gonna be really fascinating, guys. Is the Chiefs Cowboys? The Chiefs were able to pull out a victory against the Colts in that matchup of the top of the AFC. I wasn't really that impressed by what the Chiefs did. They did get the win at home, but Harrison Butker had 5 field goals. They held Jonathan Taylor to like 60 yards, 55 yards, whatever it was. But they're not really that impressive. I think I'm taking the Cowboys here, guys. Their offense, despite that game against the Eagles, only really getting it going later. I think the Cowboys are really going to start taking off here at the end of the season.
No, this is going to be like. Do you remember LeBron's last year? LeBron's last year in Cleveland when he's like, sometimes we just flip the switch. They go into, I think it was Paul Pierce's retirement night, and they just beat the crap out of the Celtics by like 35 or something, right? The Chiefs are just that kind of a team who, when they find that time in the year that they can just flip it, and I think everyone, it's always right when people start to get out on Mahomes and the Chiefs that they just make the flip out of nowhere.
That was second half last week
exactly. It's the big stage. You got Jerry on Thanksgiving. I just love watching the Cowboys suck. So give me the Chiefs.
This is rough, but the Cowboys defense has been like. I think this is gonna be the game of the day. I think this will be the game of the day, but.
That offense, that defense is a matchup.
I just cannot pick against the Chiefs, and I feel like it's going to be another thing where it gets late, and Mahomes is just going to make a couple plays. They're going to have Taylor in the building somehow. Travis Kelce's going to have his A game going.
He'll have the turkey.
They've got some kind of black magic where like they blocked that field goal against the Broncos at home last year to win. It was like a 32-yard or something like that, and they won that game against the Colts when they really didn't have any business winning it. They were down 20-9 in the fourth quarter. I don't know, man. I think Jerry's going to pull through for the Cowboys, man. Quentin Williams.
They've been great, but CD's been so inconsistent.
Yeah, a lot of drops.
But the new additions, that Logan Wilson, Quentin Williams, they've been doing some good stuff out there for the Cowboys. I think it's going to be a really good game, but I would have to take Chiefs if I had to pick a team.
Man. Nick, what's your final choice?
Chiefs.
Jack, what do you got?
Can't pick against them yet.
Still Chiefs.
Still Chiefs. Okay,
Can't
I'm
count
the
them
lone
out till they're dead.
I'm the lone Cowboys. Yeah, still Chiefs. That's funny. But guys, we turn to one in the AFC North too on Thursday night. We got Bengals versus Ravens. I don't know if there's any corpses that the Bengals are rolling out there besides Joe Burrow because Jamar Chase will be coming back from suspension. Higgins is concussed. Trey Hendrickson out. Shamar Stewart might also be out for the Bengals. Lamar Jackson over under 350 yards. He's been playing terribly, but honestly, this could be a get-right game for the Ravens.
Of course, this is the game that I'm actually going to be able to watch. It's the one that is by far the least meaningful because I don't think this matters. Like, I think Baltimore is going to roll. I think this just helps Baltimore kind of pad their cupcake AFC North title that they're going to waltz to this year. I do think the Bengals still have a good team. You mentioned, Pat, all the injuries, and now getting Joe Burrow back at this stage, it's just kind of one of those too little, too late type efforts. I think if they wanted to have any semblance of an actual push, they needed him to come back 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I get that just wasn't realistic. So I'm going to take the Ravens here for sure.
I believe in the funniest things always happening at every given turn in the NFL because that's why the league is so entertaining. That's why people keep watching the NFL as much as they do. Wouldn't it just be so fitting for the Bengals to come back, win a total shootout? Then all the Bengals Twitter is going to give you whenever Joe Burrow's playing, we're still the best team in the AFC North, all that shit. The Bengals still find a way, the Ravens still find a way to win the division throughout the rest of the year because the Steelers suck.
I wasn't ready to pick a team, but I was just I could just see it now, a Jamar Chase, 250-yard.
Yeah, 100%.
Little Randy Moss Thanksgiving game, yeah.
18 targets, 16 receptions, just
Brandon Marshall
completely spam, 3 touchdowns. They just go to him every single play. I want to see the Bengals win just because the chaos in the AFC North. I need to see it continue. And the Ravens are not good. I just cannot believe that they came in and we were up. What was it? We were up 16-10 for most of the game or 20, whatever. Yep. It's just that. Not a good team, but Bengals also awful. So it's just it's gonna be a sleeper, but hopefully they put some points on the board.
This feels like it might be the game last year, whereas I think week 14 or 15, where the Bengals played the Broncos, and it was 49-45 at the end, and it was 21-20 entering the fourth quarter, something along those lines. But I don't think the Bengals will be able to roll out enough of their personnel to get the game going. But it's gonna be an interesting slate, guys. It is Baltimore.
All right, give me
they're 7-point favorites right now. I think I'll take them. But
Bengals will
you guys see the Bengals are the all whites or not?
Interesting.
That's the difference maker.
I did not see that. Okay. But guys, that's our Thanksgiving slate. We have upcoming next. We're going to talk about our Thanksgiving plates. We got the slate first, and now we got our Thanksgiving plates. But first, I want to tell you about our friends over at Garage Beer. Garage Beer is one of our favorite sponsors here at the Big Play Sports Network. Just in time for Thanksgiving, you got to pick up some for yourself and your family. They got those 2 flavors, the Classic Light Lager and the Classic Lime. No frills, no bitterness, no IPA taste. Rob's gonna crack one open over there up on the desk, but you got to scan that QR code over here on the screen and Visit their website to find local retailers who sell garage beer near you. That's drinkgaragebeer.com. One more time, that website is drinkgaragebeer.com. Guys, we got the Thanksgiving slate, and now we'll talk about our favorite plates on Thanksgiving. What's the first thing that you're going for? Because, Jack, I heard you say yesterday, I think you said yesterday, maybe it was Monday, but you're a stuffing merchant, a dressing merchant?
I'm absolutely a stuffing merchant.
Okay,
I'm the kind of person who, when I am cooking for myself, when I'm going to the grocery store, you're going to see me going to get stuffing in June and July and whatever month of the year. I don't believe in it being a one day of the year kind of thing. Best side dish by far.
Eggnog in July type guy?
Eggnog is disgusting. Anyone who puts eggnog into their body is just like the lowest form of human being.
Okay, fair.
It's gross.
Nick, what are you going with first? The first thing that goes on the plate for you?
Probably mac and cheese.
Yeah, that seems to be a popular choice here. At the
You
Big
gotta
Plate
start
Sports.
with the meat though. Pause, fellas. Like we gotta. Like I feel like you build the plate. It's like you're building your bowl at Chipotle. You're building your plate. You're choosing ham or turkey. You're going.
No, it's white or brown rice. You put it. You
okay,
go aside first.
But for Thanksgiving,
Don't gaslight me.
So we're going mac and cheese. Me personally, I'm grabbing ham first, then I'm going to the mac and cheese.
Okay.
Me personally.
All right. Hey, fair enough.
Are you guys like? Do you get upset over your food touching or no?
I do not.
I don't either.
I won't actively mix them. Like some people will put corn in in their like mashed potatoes and stuff. Big thumbs down from Nicholas.
Big thumbs down.
Big thumbs
I
down.
don't like my food touching at all.
Okay.
Also
okay.
extremely schizophrenic about the food touching.
Okay,
I can live
okay.
with
Yeah.
it now as I've gotten older. I could deal with it a little, but it will upset me heavily if like greens juice is getting on the mac and cheese. Like,
Yeah, that can happen.
it's stuff like that that'll bother you a little bit. But
Yeah.
on Thanksgiving, that's the one time where the mixture kind of could taste good. And
Okay.
Some signs, but
Yeah.
you stack the plate, it's gonna bother you a little. I might leave like one little noodle of mac and cheese unmade because it touched my greens too much.
Wow.
Whatever's going
Hey.
on.
All right.
Interesting.
I'll get you the plate dividers when I drop you off at the psych ward. So. But guys, we'll take a quick break here. We're going to dive it back into our college football rankings, our college football preview, Ohio State, Michigan, all that coming up next on the Big Factor. Boy, welcome back to the Big Factor. We just learned more information about Jack O'Rourke and his eating habits. We didn't mention, what was it, Hawaiian rolls, Rob?
Hawaiian rolls, staple.
We didn't even mention, did we take an L there? But Jack, you had an interesting take in the break.
I don't think it's that interesting. I prefer Orlando rolls to Hawaiian rolls.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that interesting of a take.
I was at a
it's just big
Friendsgiving where
L.
many people shared the same sentiment.
Nick has some
What?
thoughts. Nick has some thoughts.
Yeah, what?
That's not okay with you?
The preference over is wild.
Well, what's the difference?
Yeah,
So, like
that
I'm
is-
more
that's the
I'm more of a
to
butter
have that
merchant.
take, I mean, knowing who you are as a person, it doesn't shock
Is
me.
it like
But
the knots or what?
No,
If
just
they're
like
bo-
just
if
think,
they're both sitting there, Pat, like back me up. If they're both sitting
taking a
there,
Hawaiian roll.
Yeah.
I'm much more likely to grab a Hawaiian.
certainly taking a Hawaiian.
But like at the same time, bread is bread, so I'm not going to complain either way. But
Yeah.
if they're both sitting there and I have my preference,
Yeah.
7 days out of 7, I'm taking
the one I'm saying is like the any grad party you go to in summer, like the roll you're putting with your pasta. Like they're like harder. You like just like smear them in butter.
It's
The
Thanksgiving.
blank
I don't
look on your
know.
face right there.
It's just Thanksgiving. I'm just not doing that. Like, why am I eating grad party food on Thanksgiving?
Well, it's not great, but I'm just saying-
then
I was
I'm gonna
explaining an
bust one of my
example.
teeth on this
You are sensationalizing Orlando rolls right now, and frankly, that's fucking bullshit. So I'm not gonna stand for that.
Oh, my goodness,
Hey,
guys.
man.
No, I'm telling you that I prefer them. And I went to a Friendsgiving on Friday, and I think I could have 4 or 5 people back me up because there was actually a debate because I brought Orlando rolls and someone else brought Hawaiian rolls, and I would like to confirm that there were less Orlando rolls remaining than Hawaiian rolls.
Monday walk and we pulled it Hawaiian versus Orlando. I'm pretty sure we.
I think, people don't know what Orlando is. That's the difference.
Okay.
Well, that's a skill issue.
Because it's not a skill issue. You don't need a name brand for it.
Truly,
you know, like
it could not be a more black and white like skill issue.
No, it's not.
Okay, that's enough bread talk. I think I'm a big
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh shit, guys, we got a lot of big college football to dive
It's
into.
not a video game. You can like more than one bread. All right.
I don't even know how to follow that, but guys, we got Texas A&M. That's one of the bigger games this weekend. It's so hot in here. We're all just like truly in the psych ward, but. Guys, we got Texas A&M coming up this weekend. Obviously, Ohio State, Michigan, but they got the Egg Bowl, Alabama, Auburn, all this type of stuff. Are there any rivalry games that are catching your eye more than, by default, the Ohio State, Michigan game?
I mean, yeah, I think in terms of playoff implications, I think Texas A&M, just because I'm removed from the game. You know, I'm not an Ohio State fan. I'm not a Michigan fan, so I can sit here and say that I comfortably think Ohio State's going to win that game by a good chunk. So I don't really take much into that for like weight of playoffs and what's going on. But I mean, if you look at the A&M and Texas game, that could change the whole entire shape of the SEC. That could change the SEC championship game. That could change what happens to Alabama. That could change how Ole Miss's season ends up. Like there are so many teams that are affected by the outcome of that game, whether Texas can come back and lift up. So I don't know, man. I think that's the biggest one. And then, I mean, the Iron Bowl is always fun.
Vanderbilt, Tennessee.
Yeah, Vanderbilt, Tennessee will be a fun game.
Yeah, but like they're both.
It doesn't have that many.
They're both like win that
game.
game, then we need two more things to happen. You know,
I mean,
so like that.
So then you got to keep your eyes on Miami. Pitt is also.
Yeah. Miami Pitt's in the same boat as that, where it's like okay, a couple more things could happen.
If you get a win, you could get in.
Yeah.
So,
I was gonna say that I think every single time that Alabama Auburn is supposed to be a good game, it is never a good game, and frankly, it's usually no. I'm saying usually it's an Alabama blowout. Every single time Auburn is bad and Alabama is good, it always goes down to the wire every single year. So I think that'll be a fun one, and you never know if Jackson Arnold has one more up his sleeve.
Jackson Arnold, man,
kind of feel like nationally though, like Ohio State, Michigan is the one game this weekend that everybody's going to be like even more so than the Iron Bowl. Whereas in years past, it's like the Iron Bowl is usually what headlines the weekend, then Ohio State, Michigan. Feels like all that's kind of flipped now. And I feel like a lot of that probably has to do with just recent history of those 4 teams involved. But I don't know. You guys know I'm definitely going to be tuned in. Ohio State.
There's a lot of talk on Bobby Carpenter's show, Nick, that a lot of people in Ohio would rather beat Michigan and not necessarily win the national championship.
So stupid.
Where do you stand
Jack
in that?
hates
We know
this.
where Jack is. I think we talked about this on Monday, but where do you stand again, Nick?
I don't really know because I'm not in the lunatic fringe, you know?
Right.
Like I'm not really that big of an Ohio State fan. Like as somebody that pulls for a MAC football team, I would probably rather like beat Akron than win the MAC, I'd say.
Okay.
So comparatively,
Yeah.
does that mean that I would rather beat Michigan? I'm not sure. Like last year, the Ohio State national championship run was phenomenally fun. Like the championship run and the playoff wins were more fun than the Michigan loss hurt. However, I don't think any of that happened if you didn't lose to Michigan. Like I think that team last year needed the punch in the mouth to be able to bounce back and to go on that crazy run against all those really good teams. Like that, they did not have a cupcake to the national championship last year. Like that was a tough gauntlet of teams that they had to face to win the national championship. So I guess I'm still gonna say national championship. However, like I won't really disparage the people that care a lot about this game because if you've followed Ohio State from the start of the season, there's outside of that first game of the year against Texas, what has there been to talk about? It's been so boring. So like this is the biggest game on your schedule. And if you lose it, it makes it feel like the 11 prior weeks were all for naught. So I won't disparage the people that think beating Michigan is bigger than winning a national championship. I just think like there's something about playoff football. There's something about playoffs in all sports. So I would still maintain that like winning a national championship is more important.
I think the reason why, Jack, it gets so much worse is because losing to Michigan at home 13-10 last
4
year.
years in a row,
4 years in a row, but specifically last year with that team, Michigan didn't even have Will Johnson. I think they had one other guy who was out, Rob, if you remember correctly. But like losing at home to your rival like that was brutal. I don't know. I understand where you're coming from with the national championship narrative, but at a certain point, like this has been 100+ years, whatever it is. Does Notre Dame? Genuine question. I'm not trying to be like rage bait or whatever. Do they have a rival that like goes back? I guess it is.
Yeah, they played USC every year since World War II.
But it's dead now.
Because
y'all not doing it
right,
this year, right?
Because in the BCS era,
it's
that game
still
meant
both teams
too.
have an open week for it. Like
Okay.
it's just not scheduled yet. But I don't know. I think my gripe comes in. It's more just like the mentality of the way that the Ohio State fan base presents itself. Like I think Ohio State's fan base is so much more holier than thou than everyone else, and I think that's why the rest of us hate Ohio State. And yeah, there is the success to back it up, but like when it is just like when Ohio State has such a massive superiority complex over everyone else that they have to incessantly put on everyone else, like, hey, this is our standard, we're the national champions, like we only do this, like we rebuild, we don't reload, right? Like if you have all of this, you know, like then why do you have to talk about your crazy ex-girlfriend every 5 seconds? You know, like who gives a shit that you lost to a 6-6 Michigan team last year because you went out, you shit pumped the team that won the Big Ten, you embarrassed one of the best teams in the SEC, you beat one of the most storied programs in the country in the national title game. Like I just don't understand why Ohio State loves to brag about its supposed standard and how high the standard is, and it is that high, right? But it's always nothing but the best and the elite until it just randomly comes back to the rivalry game. And I get the importance of the rivalry game. Like every other team has big rivals though too, hey, right? And you don't hear anyone else talking about we'd rather beat our rival than win the national title. Like there's at the end of the day, like yeah, you're gonna remember who wins the rivalry game, but I think you remember even more so who wins the national title game.
It was true last year that they should have got over it, and they did when they won the national championship. But it is different this year.
It's so different.
It really is because of how embarrassing the last couple losses have been, just getting straight up punked. And I can only liken it to the sibling rivalry where it's the competition versus you'll always have to come home and hear about it. If they're doing better than you, if they're out getting their 100K job.
Winning the national title is mom and dad picking up the other sibling though and going, hey, you're the fucking best. You fucking suck.
But they could
like
pick,
that.
they
Like
could
you
pick
do.
their both up.
You know?
Like he could go become the doctor and you got a good job. You're somewhere making 100K, but he's making 200,000. So he had the better year and he's coming home and he's got his BMW. And you're driving a nice car. You got a 2024, but it's like
You won the national title.
It's like a Ford.
Lambo.
It's a new Ford. But they got and he's coming home with the thing. They got
it's so insane.
This year,
so insane.
and I also say I think they know this year that deep down fans know they're actually probably not going to win the Natty this year.
Yeah,
especially if you lose to Michigan. Especially if you
100%.
lose to Michigan.
That's the thing too. Is like last year you didn't know that the national championship was going to happen, so that's why it felt so earth-shattering in terms of like Ohio State fans. There was a really interesting question that was brought up on the Bobby Carpenter show today. Do you guys, this is for Ohio State fans, I'm not talking about you guys necessarily, but do Ohio State fans love Ohio State more than they hate Michigan?
I don't know.
Because I think
really
they hate
don't
Michigan.
know.
Yeah.
I really
It's
don't
that
know.
close.
And I think that's why they've been losing is because it's so much about just the pouring into the
They
hate
psych themselves
dude.
out over
versus
it.
just
100%.
we gotta win the game.
Yeah.
And I told you, Ryan Day, this might be the coach where he's literally the greatest coach, like highest winning percentage, all this, but he might just be so obsessed with the fact that he can't beat them that he'll psych himself out every year and possibly like if he can't get it done this year, I don't know if he'll ever get it done. And
But
it might
he'd be like
Here's
Lloyd
the thing though, Sharon Moore is a full-fledged moron. At a
Oh,
certain
I
point,
hate
you
that
have to
guy.
just beat him, right?
Yeah.
He lost to him last year.
Yeah.
He thought it was impossible last year. They sent like 30,
Oh, I thought it was
they
impossible.
sent like
last year.
30 guys to the NFL.
Dude.
And they lost
Yeah.
13-10.
Michigan last year, that interception that Jack Sawyer had in the end zone was
How do you
one of
lose
the
that game
worst-
after that happened?
That was one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. I could not believe
Who was
Ohio
the
State
quarterback?
lost.
I had looked it up.
It was, oh my God. I
John
couldn't even
O'Corn, right?
No,
Or Davis Warren, Davis Warren.
Davis Warren.
Warren getting the job done for the Bulls.
Because they got Underwood under center now. I don't think he's really that special. He can sling it.
No, he's
better than
not.
Davis Warren though.
Yeah.
Better.
He's a little bit of a gunslinger, so in a rivalry game type matchup, that could happen. But any other final thoughts here for college football, guys, before we get into our parlay?
I do.
Yeah,
I do have
Okay,
one.
many more.
I do agree with the take that I saw out there on social media. The crossing out the M is pretty stupid.
Yep.
I agree.
Yep, you're a loser if you do that.
Full cosign on that one.
My last take is my conspiracy theory. The reason that the ACC put Notre Dame at 10:30 on Saturday night is so Jeremiah Love can't watch the Heisman, so nobody can watch him go for 400 yards on Stanford. And side note from that, if Notre Dame loses to 2-10 Stanford and does not go to the college football playoffs, this is my last show. So it's great. Great being around you guys. It was an honor. It was an honor.
After that, you won't even be able to have the show how much I'm going to be on his head.
The show sheet is going to be 45 minutes of Notre Dame
The
football.
Texas A&M game is the game. It's the real game that people need to watch this weekend because I do think Ohio State's going to win. They should. If they don't,
Do we see a McConaughey appearance, or is he banned after the Ohio State game?
Who?
McConaughey. Is he allowed back in a building?
He should be banned, bro.
Jack, what does banned mean?
What? B-A-N-D.
He should be as banned as Dave Portnoy was supposedly banned until
Pretty
he
much.
showed back.
Remember that? I miss when that was like the #1 headline.
Yeah.
Well,
Back when like Texas was a good football team.
if Michigan loses again, it'll be a thing.
Yeah.
Dave Portnoy will be everywhere.
Yeah.
It'll be a great weekend.
Rob, you make a really good point, though, about the Ohio State. Like, Anthony Schlegel talked about it on the show, too. I know I'm just quoting the Carpenter show or whatever, but Schlegel was talking about the emotional, physical, like, draining everything into that football game. That's why Ohio State last year, they had Chip Kelly, who just got fired for the Raiders. Like, they were trying to establish the run so hard that you forgot about all the identity of the football team that they have. I think if Ohio State sticks to their identity and splits it up somewhat evenly between the run and the pass, I think they should come away with that win. But that's all the college football talk we got for you guys. Nick, you go on to tell us about our good friends over at FanDuel. We got our FanDuel parlay of the day.
Yeah, absolutely, man. The FanDuel parlay of the day has been treating us very well. So today gives you another chance to lock in with us. A lot of NBA action, obviously. College basketball feast week is going on. FanDuel is your home for live betting. So even if you miss the start of the game or you just want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who's going to score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same game parlay for a shot at an even bigger payout. However you want to play, now is the perfect time to join our friends at FanDuel because they're giving new customers $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/bigplay to sign up today. Play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Must be 21 plus, present in select states, first online real money wager only, $5 first deposit is required. Bonuses are issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com.
All right, Jack, we got our FanDuel parlay of the day. We go right here away with it.
All right, now we go.
that's
Wait,
yesterday's.
is that yesterday's? Okay, do you have today's? You got today's for me? Okay. Well, off the top of the head, here's what I got for you, folks. We are some of the biggest Horizon Basketball League fans on the planet. We've been watching the tape on the Northern Kentucky Norsemen all year long, and let me tell you, Wofford, you had no chance. You're going in, you're playing the Norsemen, you're not walking out alive. You're going to Valhalla, -178, Northern Kentucky money line. Then, hey, Enter Sandman, James Franklin in the building. We're heading over to the basketball court, right? Nick's got a like for us. Colorado State, the Rams heading into Blacksburg or somewhere international to play Virginia. We're taking the Hokies money line. And hey, Micah Shrewsbury's Notre Dame basketball teams. There's one thing about them. They can't win games, but there's one thing they can do. It's score points. And they're playing 5 Slamma-Jamma in Houston. We're going over 132.5 in this one.
Houston coming off a loss. They'll be ready to get out there.
Oh, so they got to score two. They got to score two. And last but not least, by air, by land, by sea, by air go. This is what we do, brother. We are taking Navy money line. The midshipmen are going to get this one done. Who they got, Pat?
They're playing Memphis.
Memphis, yeah. No, Memphis
Hardaway in the
Penny
Big
Hardaway.
2-5.
That's the football.
Wilton.
That's the football, my friend.
LOL.
Paxton
on
Lynch
Thanksgiving.
sucked.
Yeah, Paxton
Happy
Lynch did
Thanksgiving.
suck.
Gobble,
Yeah.
gobble.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, from all of us here at the Big Factor, the Big Play Sports Network. Guys, another really good Thanksgiving edition of the Big Factor, guys. So check back in. I don't know if we're doing a show on Friday, but if not, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And honestly, thankful for all of you guys in this room, too. So really good. Have a safe and thankful holiday for everyone out there. See you next time.